Hello guys, so it's been a month since I set up this grow tent, but this video is about My Nepenthes. It's been a while, it's been a long time since I did an update on these guys here, and since they're in one tent now, I think this is the best time to do an update. Again, pardon my daughter's in the background, she's playing up here. So yeah, so just want to show you guys first how this tent looks, and basically temperature. Let me just get in here. So temperature is around 72 Fahrenheit, humidity 71%. More likely it is higher at times. I opened this tent about 10 minutes ago, so the humidity has grown less in a bit. Okay, so let me pause this and let me just get a seat. So we'll start with this rack down here. This is where my smaller Nepenthes are placed, and let's start with this. It's the Spectabilis Perkinson Giant X Platyhyla. Got this from Pet Fly Trap. I had this since June. Excuse me. And this has been a good grower for me. Let's see here. Okay, sorry about that. Zoom. Okay, so here's the old picture. Even though it's a bit wrinkled. You can see the difference between the old and the new one. So there's a big jump in terms of growth. Yeah, and there's more on the way, and I like the moss growing here. Just a bit of a close-up. This is a moss I got from one of Andy's orchids mounts, and I tried to grow it, and it's doing really well. It's a different kind of moss. It's like a creeping type of moss, and basically I have like two that I'm able to propagate, and then a liverwort. So Nepenthes Spectabilis Perkinson Giant. Okay. And the next one here is the Ramispina X Foglii. When it came in, I'll see if I can show you a picture. It's got really like slender, dark colored pictures. It was really cool. When I did my research about this hybrid, they have really nice, unique type of pictures. But as you can see, a lot died off, and I didn't really get a completely formed picture. And sorry for some of the molds here. That's from the Sluggo pellets. I saw some snails in one of my orchid baskets, and I just placed a little bit of this on all my pots just to make sure I don't get in a lot of snails. I don't see it's in infestation level right now, but just wanna make sure that that it doesn't get worse. Anyway, back to this plant here. Ever since I moved it to this tent, it started to have this new leaves, and this looks promising. One thing I've noticed is early on when the leaf has formed, and you can see the pictures, even though they're still small, you can see if they will picture properly, or if they will dry out and if eventually just wither and don't form at all. But these ones looks good. So I have to say that in my triangular grow tent, the humidity in there is higher than here, because this is a bigger grow tent. I'm not using a fogger or humidifier, but I think part of this is it's not as they're not as clumped up. There's more airflow, there's more air movement, so I think that's helping. It's still humid, but I think that helps. Just a theory, but yeah, these are looking good. I am thinking about doing an update when I have the pictures formed already, but I mean that might take a while, or not at all if they don't picture at all. So I'll just do an update because it's been a while. The next one, this is one of my favorites in terms of what I've seen online, and I just can't wait for it to reach its potential. This is the Nepenthes Cebuyanensis X Hamata, and yeah, this one also, I'll see if I can show a picture of when it arrived. It has like 3 or 4 pictures, and it's showing a lot of promise, because I've seen pictures of the mature plant online, and they're really big, they're dark with the Hamata peristomes. But ever since then, I only have this picture left, and it didn't picture well. Again, ever since I moved this into this grow tent, I can see a lot of promise in this forming picture, and that one, they don't look dried up as the previous ones that didn't form at all, like this one here. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, right there, like this one, or this one there. So those didn't form at all because it got dry, even though again it's in a spot in my triangular grow tent where it gets a lot of humidity, but maybe airflow has to do with it also. Maybe because they're so crowded in that spot that caused some issues, but this one looks promising. So yeah, looking forward for this plant to form better looking pictures. All right, so let me put this here. Okay, next one is the Nepenthes glandulifera x Veitchii. This has been a good grower. I also got this from Pet Fly Trap. All of this down here, I think I got from Pet Fly Trap. And you can see the big pictures here. Let's see there. So okay, so just to get an idea, this is one of the pictures when it arrived. Let me see this one also, but now I'm like getting those leaf jumps and the bigger pictures. So yeah, one of those few hybrids. I really like the look of the Veitchii, but from what I've read, it's really a Highland Nepenthes, and I don't think. I mean, not that I don't think. I'm pretty sure with my parameters, my grow conditions in this tent, and even in my previous tent, I won't be able to get that 10-degree drop of temperature at night. So from what I've read, Veitchii hybrids are more tolerant of mistakes and growing conditions. So yeah. So yeah, happy about this plant. This is one of those hybrids that are doing really well in my collection. All right, so this is another Veitchii hybrid, Nepenthes Chaniana x Veitchii. Let me just put it down here. And has been a slow grower for me until this picture came out. So it's doing well. So I think it's adapted, and you can see some of the old pictures here, some moss growing, but yeah, it has adapted and it's doing really well. I really like it. So yep. Okay, I'll pause this real quick. All right, so quick pause there, but here I have the Nepenthes hookeriana. From what I've read and research, is a natural hybrid of Ampullaria x Raffleshiana. All right, so again, just what I've read, no expert in terms of their classifications, but from what I've because it got me confused. Nepenthes x hookeriana, at first I was thinking it was the species is Nepenthes hookeriana, and then it was it was propagators bred with the same species, so Nepenthes x hookeriana. But apparently It's a natural hybrid in the wild of Ampullaria x Rafflesiana. This one has very tubby, squat. Let me see if I can move this here. Yeah, they're tubby, squat pictures, as you can see here. But this picture has been here since I got it. And I had this since April, and I never really had a proper picture growth. But again, since I moved this plant here, I've been getting new leaf growths, and this one looks really promising. This is the look of a small developing picture that in what I've experienced and what I've seen with so far in the 1 year and couple of months in this hobby, is it looks like it will picture well. So again, maybe good airflow, enough spacing between the plants is giving it a chance to grow better. So yeah, that's it. Okay, and that's it for the smaller ones. Let me check if I have another one here. Oh yeah, so I haven't gotten this one here yet. Nepenthes Diana is Ampullaria x Cebuyanensis. Let me just check here. There, Ampullaria x Cebuyanensis x ventricosa. So a hybrid of a hybrid. Yeah, this is also one. Well, from what I've read, and coming from a ventricosa line, I was expecting this to be a very good grower, that I won't have any issues from it. But as you can see, I don't have like really a nice picture out of this ones here. This one I think is from the old picture, or from an old picture when I got this plant. But now, yeah, that one looks promising. Same here. So yeah, lots of new growth, and yeah, it's like a squat, really red Nepenthes picture when it gets, when it matures. So that's the reason why I bought this, and at the same time it was cheap. So Pet Fly Trap has a very good deals, and for this Black Friday they had a good deals. But I bought more from actually bought plants from Carnivoro, because they also have a non-carnivorous plants that I also wanted. Anyway, moving on. Oh no, so for the smaller orchids, smaller Nepenthes, we'll go to another. This one is a Hamata hybrid, the Nepenthes aristocloides spectabilis giant hybrid, and then X Hamata. This one has been a good grower for me. Hamata, as they say, is a highland grower, and I was at first not sure if I can get this plant to grow, but it likes intermediate levels. So basically my grow conditions here are intermediate. The lowest temperature I can get down here 6 to 8, and only during this fall and this winter, because our thermostat is set up to only go as low as 70, and then the heater will turn on. But this plant, as you can see, has 1 2 3 4 5 6 features at this time. So very cool. This I never had any issues with it. It loves the dressing of moss over there. It's really nice to touch. It feels like a pillow. Sorry for there. It feels like a pillow. You can feel it there, yeah. And I have some of the Sluggo pellets for the snails. The moss looks a bit ragged because I collect from this plant, from this pot, to spread all over my other plants. But you can see here 2 more growths on the way, and really cool. This is really cool. Showing on some of the Hamata there. The Hamata, let me see if I can do a good close-up. Yeah, they're the Hamata fangs. Oh yeah, that's good. See the Hamata fangs. So hopefully when this guy gets older and produces more mature creatures, then we'll get that Hamata look. And I don't need to really think about buying a Nepenthes Hamata, because again that's kind of going to be tricky to grow. So moving on to the other plants. Now for the bigger Nepenthes, this one never had any issues. I got this from Pet Fly Trap, I think in a medium pot. I move it into this big pot and it just keeps growing. I think I have 2 basils growing. This one is vining up. I'm just gonna let it grow. I know people saying cut off the vine so the basils will grow, but from what I know, this plant is a weed, so I don't think I'll have any problems. This is one of those plants that I'll eventually grow outside or outdoors, because it's just taking over the whole tent. Really cool looking pictures here. That lime green coloration with the red splotches there, and then the mouth like lime green there. Really cool, and nice peristome. So look at that. I've got a ton of pictures here, so a very easy to grow plant, and I'm looking forward to grow this outdoors. I've grown I believe it's a Ventrata hybrid outdoors for the whole summer. It is just to see how they'll do, if it can adapt to 105 Fahrenheit temperatures during the summer. It did really well, so I believe this one will do well. So that other plant I grew, I bought from a nursery, so it's more of an experiment type of thing, but it did really well, so I'll do it with this Gaia. Again, more of the Sluggo pellets. I just keep, when I water it, I try to wash it off through the plant. They say it's organic. It's just iron phosphate from what I've read, and it will just turn into like fertilizer. So I don't see any problem. But look at this, all these creatures growing. So I might need to separate some of the plants, or repot it in the summer. So I had this plant since September of last year. So yeah, I had this now for a year. So really cool. Next one will be my Nepenthes Mirandas. Same time I bought this from Pet Fly Trap with the Gaia. This one went through some issues. Didn't really grow well until like couple of months. It now has like a really big, oh, what's this sticky one? I think it's the, oh, it's sticky. So I think that's the pollen. I'm tempted to taste it, but I won't. But yeah, so eventually it started to grow bigger pictures, bigger leaves. But yeah, it went through a phase that it just won't grow anything, and I think it's just trying to acclimate, to adapt, and finally it did. I'm just so pissed off with myself because I accidentally damaged one of the forming pictures. So yeah, but there's another one behind this Brassavola orchid. So that one is now, let's see if we can focus there. That one there, all the way at the back there, is forming. So it's kind of bent. At first it was over the orchid, but I was able to move it. And then another one that looks promising, and another one back there. So yeah, so this one looks really cool. I guess it's one of the more popular, easy to grow Nepenthes out there. Really like the peristomes, reminds me of a Veitchii in the online pictures. But look at that, it's really a good plant, and hopefully it gets to that point where that it keeps growing more pictures. And I'm thinking, if I put this outdoors also, but of course if I put this plant outdoors, I need to water them more often, because in here I just water them once a week. I do spray the top just a little bit to keep it moist, but like I literally water them fully only once a week, because again the humidity is high in here, and I would every once in a while I would stick my finger through the substrate, and they're not really dry, so that's a good thing in here. But outdoors I may need to water them every other day, and that would be a lot of effort, and so we'll see. Next one, this one is also just like the Gaia, has been a good grower from me. Also has produced a basil there. So yeah, I'll let that basil grow. Maybe during spring I will separate the plants, and maybe one I'll grow outdoors and one in here. But yeah, this is the, I'm sorry, I didn't show what plant, what this is. This is the Nepenthes Queen Milani, which is a cross between Ventricosa x Cantlii. Very nice grower, and Cantlii, I really like the look of its pictures. It got that evil looking dragon like look. That's how I see it. Look at this. It looks like it has claws or fangs. It's really nice. I like the way that this plant has looked. And since I moved it here, it's starting to produce or start to form this young pictures. They are, again, they look very promising compared to when they were still actually in the smaller grow tent that I have. But it had several already, as you can see here. I just cut the part that's been what do you call this, the part that's died off, because again, from what I read before, it's still able to get nutrients, even though some parts of it are dead. So you just cut off the dead parts. There's a new one from the basil, so that's really cool. And yeah, that's it for the Gaia. A very good grower for me. And this one doesn't look really good. This is the Nepenthes by Calcarata x Ampullaria. So this is the first plant that I bought this because it has the by Calcarata in its line, and I'll show you guys later my Calcaratas. And I think it truly is a warm growing plant. It really needs temperatures up to the 80s. Look at the damage on the leaves here. At first I was thinking maybe pests. I can't find any pests, and if there are pests, it will definitely affect all of the plants, not just the Nepenthes but also my orchids. But the leaves will grow and we'll have this damage, and I think it's cold damage. But even though that's the case, this plant's still able to produce fully formed pictures. And even though it's a hybrid, it has it shows some aspects of the Bicalcarata fangs. I think this yeah, but this one is, yeah, there you can feel it. It like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to scratch it up, but yeah, there. So it's a Bicalcarata, but it doesn't have very prominent fangs, but you can see it here. There are fangs. So yeah, and then this one here, I don't know what this is called, but it looks really nice. It's a very unique looking picture compared to my other Nepenthes. And when I moved it here, it started to grow this again, nice looking pictures. This one didn't form at all. It was still at the old at my previous grow tent. But yeah, I think this will really need warmer temperatures, and I'm really thinking about placing it outdoors during the summer. And okay, so yeah, that's the Ampullaria by Calcarata hybrid, and this will be my, this is from Carnivero, Nepenthes by Calcarata Red Flush. And this guy is not thriving. I mean, it's surviving, but you can see the cold damage here. Again, I think it's cold damage. I don't see any pests. And at this point, I got this in December last year. I got this the two Bicalcaratas from Carnivero on June of this year, and they have the same symptoms. So I can say that this is more of cold damage, or just they just don't get the grow conditions that they prefer, and it's not as warm, because up here we can get up to 75 Fahrenheit, but it's humid. I'm pretty sure this is humid. I have the misting system. I spray on this nearly every day, just a quick spray, but you can see the damage here. All these pictures that you can see on this plant are from the time I received it, so no new pictures at all. And same thing with this guy here, no new pictures, all from the time I purchased it. But ever since I moved here, and I'm hoping that yeah, there's a new one. This looks promising. It doesn't look dried up like that one over there. That one looks really dried up. Again, yeah, I think it's just the temperature, and I'm thinking about putting them outdoors. This plant I've been growing also in sphagnum moss, just like the rest of my Nepenthes, and I dressed the top layer with sphagnum moss. In this case, this one has the liverwort, and this one has the sphagnum moss, and because it's closer to the light, it's got that reddish look. And by Calcarata, even though at a smaller age, I'm sorry, let's see if I can zoom in, it already has fangs, more prominent fangs there. But again, no new pictures for those plants here. Alright, so yeah, that's it. Just want to show you guys all my Nepenthes. It's been a while since I did an update. I ordered 4 new Nepenthes from Carnivero, so hopefully I receive them this week. And yeah, looking forward to see how these guys adapt to this new growth tent in the next few months. So thank you, and please hit like and subscribe, and have a good one.